Hello everyone, Professor GonGoon here, and today's video is the start of a new series that I plan on doing. The purpose of this series is to discuss when you should group and when you should stay in lane. A lot of people ask me this question, and hopefully, after watching these videos, when you yourself are put into a similar situation, you can think back to these videos to help you determine which action you should take. Each video will have specific situations and variables that I go into detail about. For example, in some games, I may play teamfight oriented champions like Malphite while behind in the lane, and in others, I may play split push focused champions like Tryndamere while I'm really far ahead. So in this video, I'll play Renekton against Ryze, and I'm just going to show you how I'm able to snowball the lane from a Teemo gank, because that sets the tone for the whole video. And whether I'm ahead or not is a huge factor in whether I determine to group or stay top. Because of that gank, I'm really far ahead. I'm level 6 of both summoners, while he lacks both summoners and his ultimate. I can easily zone him off of his tower, and if Nocturne does come, well honestly I can probably 1v2 at this stage of the game. So I just proxy the wave and build up my Fury. Notice I don't use my Q to clear the wave, and this is so I can all-in Ryze with 100 Fury. I wait for him to use his snare, and then I just walk up to him and kill him. There's literally nothing he can do to stop me. At this point in the game, I managed to take top tower and I'm 50 CS ahead of Ryze. Normally, when people take top tower, they start grouping with no clear goal in mind, and that's something you want to avoid doing. When you group or roam, you should have a good idea of what you can gain from it. If I were to group mid now, we wouldn't be able to take anything. The outer mid lane tower is already down, and I don't think we're strong enough to just brute force the second tower with only me and Riven, especially with Ryze still having teleport. It would be a good idea to group mid if my bot lane had rotated to mid as well, but they didn't. Usually, bot lane doesn't rotate up until the enemy bot lane tower has already been killed, and both of those towers are still up. I could roam to gank bot lane or force a dragon, but there's no need for that. Eventually, Ryze will outscale me, but I'm so far ahead that I can just dive him under his tower and prevent him from ever reaching that late game status. If I were to go to the bottom side of the map, Ryze would be able to free farm and pressure top lane tower, and if a fight were to break out, he could just teleport to it if his team decided to contest the objective. However, since mid lane tower is gone, and because Kassadin is so overextended, I can easily roam down and gank him. He doesn't have a tower to fall back on, and me and Riven should have enough mobility and CC to lock him down. While I roam down, Kassadin and Riven begin to fight, and I just walk down to secure the kill. I've been pressuring top really hard, and I haven't seen Nocturne in the top side of his jungle in a long time, so it's pretty obvious that he'll be coming up soon to form it. I can easily 100 to 0 him, so I sit in the bush and wait for him to come. When the top side of the map is losing this hard, you need to ward the jungle up to prevent the top laner from taking control of the jungle as well. I do let Ryze freeform a bit by doing this, but I put that mid laner in the jungle behind, while Ryze gets 1 to 2 waves at max. I could group up right now. Bot lane is taking the tower, and we're pretty far ahead, but I think I can still pressure the map harder by pushing top. I have my completed Tiamat now, and I brought a red pot with some additional power because I know I'm going to force multiple people to come top. So back to shoving the lane. I drop a ward over the wall so I can see who's coming, because obviously someone has to rotate up here to defend the tower, unless they're giving it up for free. I force Ryze to teleport top, and Kassadin and Sona also come. My chances of escaping from these three are slim, so I just pop up and turn on them. I engage on Ryze first because he's still squishy, and if I engage on Kassadin, he can kite with E and ult away. After killing Ryze, I managed to put some good damage onto Kassadin, but he ults away. So then I turn on Sona. She has no armor, so I can destroy her pretty easily. And here's where I mess up. If I had just dashed back on them instead of dashing away, I would have easily killed them both. But I saw the shield on Kassadin, and for a second I forgot that it only blocks magic damage, so I didn't think I'd have enough damage to burst him down when factoring the shield as well. And then, I get away, but walk back in an attempt to hit them both with Q, but I forget about Kassadin's E. I could have easily killed them all this fight, but meh, hindsight is 20/20. The important part is that they only got my shutdown gold from that, while my Teemo jungle was able to kill their AD carry, take their blue, and then rotate the dragon afterwards. Since they sent 3 people top and all of them were low on health, they had no way of contesting dragon. So essentially, I traded my life for a dragon, which is pretty much always worth it. I really don't want to lead top until I get the second tier tower, because it's really low on health. Once I get that, my minions can start pushing into their base, so back to top I go. I zone Rise away from my dying minions, which means no one on the team gets a gold or experience from them. When you're pushing towers, unless you plan on pushing to the next tower, it's best to just let your wave of minions die at the tower to deny golden experience. Nocturne comes top to try to defend the tower, but gets there late. Typical black guy. Regardless, Teemo is lurking nearby in the bush, waiting to counter-gank the Nocturne. I land the stun, and we get the kill easily. Unfortunately, Rise moves way too fast, and my slice and dice is on cooldown. We'll let him live for now. Now we just shove the lane and rotate to his jungle. And with the new Pharaoh Flare, counter jungling is a pretty big deal now. Take advantage of every opportunity possible to delay the Pharaoh Flare upgrade. Riven and Soraka are pushing mid, and they can take it without my help. I know that someone will rotate to defend it, so I'll wait in the bush nearby. Whoever comes will only expect Riven and Soraka, and then I'll come out the bush ready to destroy some booty. Not turn us into his death, and we take the tower for free. At this point in the game, we're 10,000 gold ahead and have 5 towers compared to the 0. Even though split pushing wouldn't be a bad option, we're so far ahead that we can just group and take objectives. Also, my team is full of squishies, and even though I build mostly damage, I'm still tanky because I'm Renekton. I just need to group and be a wall for my team while they kill everyone. We have all the outer towers in both the top and mid lane, and the only outer tower left is the one bottom lane. So I tell my team to group bottom and take it. We're so far ahead that if they try to defend it, we can just dive them. In these situations, you need to be the voice for your team. Call the shots. Tell them what to do, where to do it, and when to do it. Don't assume that your teammates know how to play the game. You are the general, and they are your troops. I let Tristana shove the wave before appearing, so I can sneak into the brush for some more booty. They don't know that I'm here because I managed to sneak into the brush, so they engage in my team. I flash stun Cassidy, and we almost burst him down before he can ult away. Luckily, Tristana got an auto attack off on him, and the explosion proc from an E kill killing as well. 4 of them die, and since it's 20 minutes into the game, the death timers are pretty long. We can easily keep pushing and take the inhibitor off of that. Now imagine if I had continued split pushing. Do you think we would have made as much progress as we just did? If I were to split top, Rise could wave clear along with Nocturne. I can 1v2 them, but I can do nothing about them clearing the wave. And if a fight does occur in the bottom lane, Nocturne can just ult there. When a team has global or semi-global skills, split pushing against them usually isn't very effective. And because we used our advantage from the laning phase to take objectives and force fights, the game is pretty much over. Also, our team composition is just much better than theirs in the early and mid stages of the game. Rise and Cassidy are both late game monsters, but Renekton and Rivington are much more effective in the mid game. That's not even taking into consideration how far ahead we are. Anyways, we get the Baron, and then Riven just goes hard on their team and they surrender. GG. As always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe. Also, I haven't been getting much feedback from you guys, and since I'm a pretty new channel, feedback is important for me. I need to know what you guys like and don't like, if the topic was good, etc. So yeah, thanks for watching. GonGoon signing out. Peace.